All right. Hi guys, welcome back. This is G-Man, My World 67. Showing you here Marx Missouri Pacific System Mopac 44 tonner, just like the 588 we did in the last video. This one's molded in blue plastic, and it has the micro motor, the small Marx single reduction motor. I just got done lubricating it and tuning it up a little bit, and it's running great. I said that, if I put it on the track right, it'll do it. Now these motors are notorious for not being very powerful, but they are strong little motors, and when they're running well, they do run well. They won't pull a lot. 5 cars, 6 cars, but that's all you usually find in a set. Sometimes not even that many. And some of them, like this one, which I'm not going to be able to show you today, once you use Ben's method for having a friction tire, so you can have more grip, putting that tape around the wheel, which works. It's evident, and I thanks Ben for that idea. You'll pull a lot more with one of these little small single reduction motors. But today, since our motor is good, in good order, and working good, we're going to concern ourselves with this body. Now, this body is one of the many engines that I have that were in the body in the one of my boxes for repair. Had it for a long time, never got around to repairing it, and we're going to repair it today. You say, okay, what's wrong with it? Well, let's start with the coupler. First of all, it's a coupler. A lot of people think you cannot repair these couplers, so they either always replace them, but these are repairable. Plastic dummy couplers, non-activated couplers, and even the ones that are activational are repairable. They make parts for the ones that can be repaired, and they're broken, and for some reason or another you cannot use those parts. You can take them even and make a dummy coupler out of them, just like this. Okay, let me quickly show you what's going on with that. I save old plastic tableware. This was a knife. I've used it many times, as you can tell by what's left of it. Today I took and I cut a piece of this to make this little part here, the flap of the coupler. And I use Plastistructs, any kind of plastic modeling. There's a bunch of them out there. And you can buy this plastic material to build with and repair, model. And so I bought this. This is the little thin one. You see that? And it comes in a package. You can get a package of just that, or you can get a package of different kinds, different types of strips. And I got that, and I cut a piece of that, cut a piece of this to make the flap, and then cut off a piece of this to put on the back side of the flap on the edge. And then I glued that, and you see this, to the coupler. It's a real simple process. Now, would that I had put it together while I was filming, but I had thought about it, done it before I even had thought about it. Just a real quick, simple repair. And if you use, on this one, I used plastic cement, the modeling cement, and it works. There are a lot of other glues out there you can use, and some are even better. They'll give you more stability. But once this dries, it will not pull apart because it actually melds the plastics together. The other repairs that need to be done on this engine are this cowling. You see how that's broken off there? Okay. Now, I'm going to show you the damage here. You see this ladder is broken out. As I said, this front section here is gone. Here's a real good picture of that. So we're going to repair those today. That, the coupler, and we're going to have to put a horn up here. Now, you might remember one of the last videos we did the Lehigh Valley and switched the motor out and put another motor in it. And the motor came out of this old gray engine, which I really would that I had a better shell for it. But this was a junk engine, as you can see why. Parts are broken off of it. It's broken up, really bad shape. And we use this for parts. And we took the motor out of this and put it in the Lehigh Valley. We're going to take the horn off of it today, put it on this Missouri Pacific. And we're going to cut this step off right here. And we're going to put that step on to replace it. Now, we can't use the front cowling because the front cowling on this is bad. I could cut it off here and here and replace that whole section of cowling, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go ahead and repair this one. These gray engines are really hard to come by. That would have been a good one for me to had restored, but I have never been able to find another one. Okay, so bear with me a minute, and we're going to cut this ladder off. Bang. All right, we're back. So we take this plastic shell and we take this blade. I can cut the whole ladder off, but I'm just going to cut off that part which is needed. So we need it down to this second ladder step. So first we're going to cut across. Then we're going to cut down beside the ladder stanchion. I don't know if you can see that or not. I hope you can. Now, why beside this ladder stanchion instead of the whole ladder? Well, because that's all we need. The rest of it just pops right out. And there we have it. Glue that in place. And we've got it. Now what we do have is this piece right here needs to be taken out. So we just take a pair of pliers. Clean that out of there. Take it. We fit it. Looks pretty good. Now we can just glue that in place and it'll be okay, but I like to use bracing on everything that I set up. And again, when you're using bracing, there's many different kinds you can use, but I want something thin but durable. The step itself is already thick, so it doesn't need to be thick, it just needs to be a support. So once again, we come back to this. This is a plastic strut. It's made by Evergreen. We're going to take it. We're going to put this on it, and we want to let this cut it long enough that we'll have a strip that'll go up behind that ladder. So we want to cut it off about right there. We'll take it first. Put a little glue on it. Slide it up in there. Make sure that it's wedged up tight against. And by the way, this particular strip is just wide enough that it sits right in the step molding, so it goes right in place back there. Come back, run a little glue down this edge, and a little glue. On the strip. Might want to put some on here too. Don't worry about it, you can't get too much glue. And if you do, you can wipe it off, right? Okay, what I'm seeing that I didn't see before, I have to pull this back out for a quick second, if we can get it out. See how strong that is, how tight that is in there? It melts to the glue. I'm going to trim that down just a little bit. Trim it down just a little bit on that end, because that end has to, there we go. There we go. That end has to actually fit inside the back side of this step when you place it in place. Now that's probably good. Make sure it's the same height as the other step. Looks like we need to pull it down just a little bit if we can. Right there. Should add a little more glue. Summertime, this glue really dries fast, so you want to work with it quickly. Wipe the excess glue off of it. Okay. There we go. There we go. We'll let that dry, and then we'll come back to it in a few minutes. Now, on this part down here, we take that fork. What I like to do, take it, put it under there, take an ink pen or a pencil, that pen didn't want to write very well on it. Actually, this side would be better. Yeah, we use this side. Come back in, come all the way over. Draw your line. Take your scissors. That happens sometimes. It's okay. No big deal. What you do, you come back over here. It's just easier to use a fork. And in essence of saving time, I want to show you that you can do it just as well without the fork. You take your styrene, take your scissors, cut a piece of that. This cuts a whole lot easier. Match it up. Take your glue. Line it up. Make it so that it looks pretty good, pretty close to that. And then cut you another piece. Now you notice right here, this is kind of curved off a little bit. So what you can do, kind of pre-curve it a little bit so that it kind of blends in with the plan there. Cut it as long as you need it. Put it right on top of that one. And let it dry.